fucking scoot back a little so I guess so I don't punch the microphone. Hey, come listen to our podcast, yeah. Please listen, it's a hitch. If you don't listen to our podcast, yeah, then you are a bitch.
All it takes is 3 claps.
Woo! That's 4, but whatever.
Well, that's +1.
Let me pull Wikipedia over here for you.
That's fine.
Oh,
I can just do it on my phone.
Y'all, you guys want to do the quick review on the Spider-Man?
Yeah, it sucked. Fuck Spider-Man.
Fuck Tom Holland. Well, I guess I could talk into the mic, i.e. Ken Anderson style. Cody, you want to do a little introduction on how long it took you to watch this fucking movie?
So I finally watched it a week ago on January the 23rd of 2022. I felt like I was the last person in the freaking world to go see that movie.
Because you fucking were.
And I'm like a huge Spider-Man fan, and just one thing after the other just kept preventing me from going.
His wife.
Yeah, work.
Owen, you saw it after me, Owen. What did you think?
Well, overall, I liked it. I think it was pretty fun. I thought, if you don't know that there are 3 Spider-Mans.
Whoa! There are?
Movie.
What the hell are you talking about?
Wait, I think I blinked and I missed it.
No, I thought we were talking about Spider-Man 3.
That movie,
The third Spider-Man, right?
That movie sucked dick. I hated that fucking movie. So
But we are talking about the third Spider-Man movie, right, Cody?
Yes.
So it's Spider-Man 3. That's what we're talking about, right?
No.
So I liked Sandman. He was kind of cool.
I thought the CGI looked kind of off on Sandman.
Yeah, Sandman. He kind of.
I'm not bitching.
I was confused why they kept him as Sandman for in the sand form for so long. You know, he wasn't in Spider-Man 3. He wasn't constantly just walking around in that form.
Yeah, I don't remember him being stuck as Sandman.
No, he
wasn't.
I think that he ended up. I think maybe he wasn't there to record everything. He just recorded all of his dialogue, and they just CGI'd him. And he was there to film the final little part. I don't know, maybe that's something. I don't know what it is.
I mean, it could be that, or it could just be hey, everyone, don't forget, this guy's Sandman. We know.
He's into light. After never land.
I loved... I was wondering how it was going to actually work with John Watts' directing, because, the newer Spider-Man movies they lean a lot more into comedy than the old ones did, and it still played out really well. I love, the villains interacting with each other from, their different universes, and one of the things that got me was, the fact that Lizard wasn't talking, and then when he finally talked, everyone's surprised that he could actually talk.
Yeah,
that was funny. I did think it was awesome. The whole, I wondered how they were going to explain why Jamie Foxx looked way different. Because in the Amazing Spider-Man 2, he has a really bad comb over and buck teeth and all that shit.
Yeah, and they mentioned
it's just because he looks different in this universe,
Yeah, and they mentioned that too. I think Dr. Connors says something about him having a comb over and messed up teeth. And,
I don't really remember those Spider-Mans.
You only watched the second one, you said.
Yeah, I don't remember. Yeah, it must
Jamie
have been
Foxx is Blue Man.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and Jamie Foxx was blue also when he was Electro. He didn't look like a normal person anymore.
And the best part is he shows up in this movie. He is blue, but then he completely transitions into normal at that point.
Yeah,
which was fucking.
Oh, go ahead.
No, I was laughing at Owen's joke.
I did love the redemption arc for Dr. Octavius.
God, that was so fucking good.
Yeah, because it is when they think back on it, it is kind of weird that and I get it. You know, the computer chip fraud, and it was messing with his brain and everything, and but it is kind of weird for that character to become so bad. You know, so it was really nice for them to like fix him basically, and
how great.
Go ahead.
Sorry.
I was
going to say.
At the end when he shows up and you think he's attacking them and he ends up helping. Like,
oh
yeah,
man, I audibly popped in the theater for that. I was like, yeah.
Willem Dafoe was great too.
Oh, Willem Dafoe he's
Yeah.
fantastic, man. Like he's good in like everything.
He made you. His performance made you feel bad for him.
Yeah,
you know, and it made you hated him at the same time. It was great.
Yeah.
Can we sit here and talk about just like real quick on Defoe? Like, you haven't done this role since 2007, and it wasn't a full gig since 2002, and you completely come in and completely outdone every Spider-Man villain since then. And we're talking about 3 different cinematic universes, and all of a sudden he's the main guy again.
Oh yeah. Well, when you really look at like the lineup of actors, and not to like be disrespectful to any of those actors, but Willem Dafoe is the best actor out of any of those villains. I mean, just hands down. So, but you're right. It is impressive that he was able to come in 20 years later, or 15 years later, if you want to, talk about his small part in Spider-Man 3, and actually just completely nail that role still. Yeah.
Him and Octavius were amazing.
Yeah.
Hayden Christensen, like I said, the CGI, if we were able to see him and his emotions, would have been a little different. I think Jamie Foxx was really good. I mean, I think everybody was really good.
What about the guy who plays Ned? Classic. I like how he's a meme now.
I like how they like tackled some of the like Bully Maguire memes.
Yeah.
He's like, well, the thing is like Tobey Maguire. He's like stretching out his back. He goes, "I've got some back issues," right in the middle. And then Andrew Garfield's like, "Yeah, me too, man," right in the middle. And then because he falls down, he goes, "My back."
Yeah, it's a callback to like, when does he do that in the first
Spider-Man 2? Because he loses his powers halfway through.
Oh yeah,
a pussy in my crack.
That's right. When his web swinging stops working. Oh, that's another thing. I love how like weirded out the other two are by his webs. And when it hits,
where else does that shoot out at?
It hits Andrew Garfield in the face. He's like, "Oh, gross."
Yeah, those scenes were like really good. It was fun to see those characters interact and like all the little like attention to detail and like past things in the movie.
Yeah, I've talked about this before with Cody, and I've also talked about it with Alex on Filmoscopy. Not Filmoscopy, we're Filmoscopy. On Alex on his podcast, I'll Take 3. I'm not on there, but he has a podcast. Go listen to them. And his brother Jacob and his wife Kristen. Hello, guys. When the Tom Holland Peter Parker, when you go back to Civil War, Captain America Civil War, Aunt May is wearing a necklace with a ring on it. And people think that that's her wedding band from Uncle Ben. And then in Far From Home, she gives him a suitcase and it says BP on it, Ben Parker. So there was an Uncle Ben in this universe. I guess he died, obviously. I think the way the fan theory is he died before Peter Parker became Spider-Man.
She might just really like British Petroleum, too.
That too.
I wonder.
Or maybe she was a member of the British police.
Yeah.
I was wondering about that because, they're all kind of talking about how they've lost someone. And, of course, Andrew Garfield's like, "Oh, I've got it real bad because I lost Gwen and Uncle Ben." And Toby's like, "Yeah, I lost Uncle Ben and Harry."
Well, see, the thing is, they don't even mention that. They always kind of figuratively mention Harry, but I kind of knew with his sexual abuse that came out, James Franco, that they weren't going to have.
Oh yeah, I knew he wasn't going to be in the movie, but they do mention him. Character,
twice in passing,
because it's like, yeah, I had a best friend and
he died tragically.
He died
saving me
after he tried to kill me.
And they had. The whole thing was when Andrew talks about it, he goes, I stopped pulling my punches and I lost Gwen, who was my MJ.
Oh my god, dude!
Peter, Andrew Garfield's an incredible actor.
Yeah.
But they went to Toby. He just talked about Uncle Ben, and then when he repeated the same line that Tom Holland was about to say, with great power comes with great responsibility. And he says, "My Uncle Ben said that." And Andrew Garfield starts almost crying again, too. He goes, "Yeah, my Uncle Ben said that, too, before he died."
Man.
And because, which was cool. And like I said, I was kind of wondering when Tom Holland at the end was going to see May's gravesite, if there was going to be an Uncle Ben spot, but I guess that would have just muddied up the scene. Yeah. So they didn't do that. But the whole sacrifice at the end, everybody to forget Peter, and then he goes to go reconnect with her, and then, he has that moment seeing everything's perfect for her and for Ned almost. He's like, no, it's okay. He made that decision, man. I teared up like 3 or 4 times this movie. But don't you feel like this was probably like a goodbye to all that, though? That it felt like a final thing. Like, I don't think he's going back to that character MJ. I think he's going. The next movie might be his struggles.
Ned and Michelle behind.
Yeah,
I feel like that'd be weird though, because everybody loves Ned and like those characters and shit. So,
I do too. I also feel like it's something you don't want to like wear out. Like if they have a smart movie theater, that also might be something like that character might be kind of like overplayed just 3 movies in. And eventually, you're kind of like, okay, that's kind of enough of the goofy shit.
I don't know. I still think that MJ will have a presence in it. I just think, it may not be a thing of like Peter going to seek her out directly or anything, but it may just be that, they'll do something like by sheer coincidence they end up in the same city, and they end up, she ends up falling in love with him or whatever. And I don't think that they're going to let that character go. The only way that I do see that happening is if Gwen Stacy is introduced, but I just...
Well, what about if they kill Peter off in the next movie?
Peter.
Oh, Peter. I think if they kill him off, I mean, Gwen Stacy being introduced could still work, because, then you could do Spider-Gwen, but I think if they kill Peter off, it's going to be Miles that
yeah, I think they're going to do Miles.
One. Which, I like Miles Morales, don't get me wrong. I mean, he's a great character, but I really wish, because especially with Spider-Gwen becoming more popular over the last few years, it would be cool to see... I mean, it'd be cool to see a live-action version of both of them, but it feels like Miles is already getting the spotlight with Spider-Verse. So...
Yeah.
But
I mean, and the next movie is definitely going to have some kind of connection with Venom.
Oh yeah,
because I mean, this whole thing is, I don't even know, they may keep the Venomverse separate because they don't know how Morbius is going to work.
Yeah, so that's what I was going to bring. I was going to bring up because he gets transported back to his universe and leaves a piece of himself behind, which I can't believe how close I was to actually guessing that scene.
Hey, me and Owen told you too. We're like,
because I think I said he's like walking down a sidewalk or something and gets transported, and like part of it gets left behind or something, but. And you are just like,
And then, the suit's going to touch Peter.
And
he'll get on Peter, and then it's going to go back to Eddie. He's going to get the white Venom spider.
Yeah, but here's what I think. Okay, so there's a fan theory going around now that, everyone wants a new movie with the other Spider-Man. I don't think it's going to happen because it just muddies things up too much.
I feel this movie felt like a goodbye to all that. Like, this is a thank you, I love you, goodbye.
I think it's definitely a goodbye for Tobey Maguire's Spider-Man. The fan theory, though, is that the Venomverse being a separate universe and Eddie being sent back to his universe, that, Venom 3... For years, I think a lot of us Venom fans have thought it's going to be Venom versus Spider-Man. So I think a lot of fans are thinking that it's going to be Andrew Garfield that exists in that universe, and not Tom Holland.
But here's the thing,
Tom Hardy.
Tom Hardy's Venom's never heard of Spider-Man. He doesn't exist in his world.
Well, that's the thing. So here, let's look into that for a minute. Because, all these villains get brought into, or all these people get brought into that universe because they know that Peter Parker is Spider-Man, right? Like, that's the thing that brings them there. So Eddie Brock is also brought there. But at the end of Let There Be Carnage, remember, they're sitting in the hotel room and Venom's like, there's basically a hive mind of knowledge, and, it would destroy your tiny brain. And he starts exposing them to the knowledge, and then the next thing you know, they're being transported to this other universe. I think Venom, as part of the hive mind, knows that Peter Parker is Spider-Man.
Yeah, that would make sense.
But
too,
Eddie may not connect the dots.
He licks that screen. Remember when he sees Tom Holland's character and he licks the screen?
Yeah, he licks the screen. He goes, ooh.
I also know, I know the biggest fan theory. And I wouldn't necessarily call them fan theories. I think it's fan hopeful because they don't want Tom Holland Spider-Man to touch Venom. It's like Venom is just like this stepchild that nobody wants to love.
Man, I was kind of disappointed that he got sent back to his own universe because it's like for me that's what I've wanted this whole time. But go ahead.
No, you're good. I was just gonna say, but they want Andrew Garfield like Spider-Man to be part of the Venomverse because obviously you have the murderer poster on Morbius, which still is going to be explained. But the thing is, Morbius, they've already pretty much all but confirmed that Michael Keaton is playing his Vulture character from Homecoming in Morbius.
Well, yeah, I mean, he's in the first trailer for Morbius. I mean, who else would he be, you know? Exactly.
But it's like, when they interview Tom Hardy, and they interview Tom Holland about this, they're asking about the Tom... I'll hold it this time, sorry. I was using Owen as like a wrestling announcer. He was like holding the microphone for me. I'm sorry, man.
You're so louder on the levels. I don't even think. No, see, because it's okay. I don't know. I don't really get how it's supposed to be working. I guess I just have to speak up louder.
Yeah, I mean, I'll hand it back to you when you're in charge. Charles in charge. Everybody when they interview Tom Hardy, they're talking about, are you and Tom Holland going to face off? He goes, I would love for it. And then Tom Holland's saying the same thing. They're not asking Tom Hardy about the Andrew Garfield Spider-Man. That's not a thing that's being asked. Like, are you going to face this Spider-Man or that Spider-Man? They're not even bringing that up. And then Andrew Garfield, I think, in an interview, in a passing comment, said, "Well, if the story's there, I wouldn't mind coming back for another movie." But I also think that, like I said, this was a goodbye. You know, sometimes you get that high point in like a film or like a high point for an ending, and people want to keep going back because that movie's going to make money. I think, in my opinion, that it's best left if we don't go back to Tobey Maguire and Andrew Garfield. And I wouldn't be upset if they didn't go back to Tom Holland because this was such a high point. I know they're going to.
Oh, yeah.
I'm just saying, I haven't felt this kind of like euphoric feeling of complete from a movie that I have since Endgame. And I know that's not like a far point away, but Endgame was 20 movies leading up to it. Whereas the Spider-Man Homecoming had those 20 movies kind of leading up to it, but it still was self-contained in its 3 movies. And it was also contained another 5 movies at the end, you know, into it. So it had 7 movies altogether to tie up this movie. And it just felt like this complete, like, this is for the fans. We love you. Yeah. Thank you. And I mean,
this is definitely a thing for the fans. And, I mean, only Tom will tell what they end up doing with this because, I mean...
Or you think time will tell, or do you think Tom will tell?
No, Tom might tell because, you know, he's prone to spoiling things. Tom Holland, that is. But we know that Venom 3 is being made, and we know that they're going to make another Spider-Man, but my guess is it's going to be a few years before we see another Spider-Man movie because John Watts is directing the Fantastic Four movie next. So, I don't know. I mean, it's going to be 3 or 4 years before we see Spider-Man. So unless they find some kind of convoluted way to bring Tom Holland into the Venom 3, I don't know. Unless they just don't do Spider-Man in Venom 3 and they do...
they're doing a Venom 3, dude.
I know they're doing Venom 3. What I'm saying is that Spider-Man won't be in it. It'll be the cop from the end, I guess, Toxin.
Yeah, but why would... They've set it up. They have to at least get the suit back to Venom where he gets the white spider and set that up. Because that's what the whole thing is. Like, because the thing is, if you think about it, Cletus Cassidy, Woody Harrelson's character in Venom Let There Be Carnage, bites Tom Hardy's hand and he gets a piece of the Venom suit.
Yeah.
And that Venom suit merges with his blood, or Tom Hardy's blood, whichever it is, and it turns red, and then, you know, Cletus ingests it, and he eats it, and then it comes out of him. Well, Carnage considers Venom his father, whereas this piece of the Venom suit might just consider itself either a clone of Venom or just Venom itself. It won't consider Venom it's like its father or anything like that, which is kind of weird how they can kind of like, well, if the suit breaks apart from the main suit, it's an offspring of Venom, whereas sometimes it's a clone of Venom, which doesn't make any sense in the comics. It's just whatever the writer wants to do.
Yeah.
But it feels like that's what this whole thing is. Like, Tom's going to get the suit and go through that ordeal, and then he's going to get the piece of the suit back to Eddie, and Eddie's gonna get the white spider, and then they'll have some kind of face off, but it turns into a buddy cop thing, like Lethal Weapon. And then they'll go on their merry way, because I do think Sony wants to continue to do business with Marvel. They want this. And like I said, they orchestrated the post-credit scene in Venom and Spider-Man together. Like
John Watts directed both of those scenes, by the way.
Oh, really? Okay, that's dope.
Yeah.
And, I think everybody's excited for that. Like I said, of course, I still have to wait for it. I am extremely interested in Morbius to see how that works out.
Yeah, and maybe they won't push it back anymore. I'm getting fed up with it.
I think they did that because Spider-Man has done so strong. They don't want a weak performance from Morbius.
That's sort of what I was thinking too, because Morbius was supposed to already be out by now, and Spider-Man is still doing pretty well in the box office. So
yeah,
I think it's like the 6th highest grossing movie of all time now,
which is just that's incredible. Of course, we have that overhyped, almost probably piece of shit movie, The Batman, coming up, so they didn't want to compete with that.
The Batman.
I'm so out on the hype of that movie.
Did we talk about The Batman in the last one?
We did, yeah.
We talked a little bit about like what we were excited for and like how I'm out. But even more of the stuff I'm watching, I'm like, what is this? Cody was like, and Cody being like kind of a little bit of a fanboy, and Square goes, "Oh wow, the time."
Wait, what?
He posted something, quote tweeting like it's going to be 2 hours and 45 minutes, and goes,
Yeah.
"Oh wow." Like, almost excited.
I said,
or something like that.
Wait, are you excited for it, Cody?
I'm excited for that movie, yeah.
Okay, yeah. I mean, I don't have, like, an opinion either way. I just want to know.
I mean, I love how, like, just dark and, like, stuff it looks. I mean...
Yeah, I like that, too.
It looks almost like they're pushing up against being a horror movie. And
yeah,
that
it
has
looks
me
real
interested.
gothic. I like that, too. I like how the city design looked kind of cool from what I saw in the trailer. I didn't see much.
Yeah, so I shared a post that saying that the Batman has a runtime of 2 hours and 55 minutes, and I said, "Holy cow!" That's what I said.
Yeah, and I go, "Fucking hell!" If you don't see my reply to you,
holy fucking shit.
I mean,
we're doing an episode on that.
I know, but it pisses me off, and this is our little random spot in the podcast. It just pisses me off that. Like, the thing they complained about with the Zack Snyder movies is these movies are too long, tell a shorter story, and then when this guy comes along with Robert Pattinson and Batman, they're jerking them off because it's like, oh, this is going to be great.
Well, the thing is, and this is all just, insider reporting or whatever that I read online.
Are you an inside source, Cody?
No. This is stuff I read online. Yes. Apparently, Warner Brothers was going back and forth with Matt Reeves about trimming it down a lot, and they supposedly showed it to test audiences, the current cut of it, the almost 3 hour long version, and apparently it had very high approval ratings. So that's why they went ahead and just left it as long as it is.
But they also showed a 4 hour cut to an audience too.
Oh Lord, that'll probably be on
Blu-ray.
Look,
and here's the thing, people. I don't mind Zack Snyder's length time. I understand they're long movies. It is a grind to watch them. It's awesome to watch them at home because you can get up and pee. In the movie theater, you're afraid of missing something. The Man of Steel, which I enjoy a lot, is like 2.5 hours long. The Ultimate Edition of Batman vs. Superman, which is the better version, is 3 hours. And of course, his Justice League is 4 hours long. And people are like, that's way too long. I was like, yeah, but he did it because it's going to be streaming, and he could tell the story he wanted. So fuck him, why not? Yeah. He got to spend another $25 million on it. But this movie being 2 hours and 45 minutes long, it better not have a fucking post-credit scene.
Because it will. Every superhero movie has post-credit scene, and they're literally they're setting it up as a trilogy, and they're already saying that they're doing 2 HBO Max series based in the same universe. So
exhausting.
The post-credit thing is going to be teasing something. Apparently, the 2 HBO Max the series are going to be, one's going to follow the GCPD, and another one's going to follow Penguin.
Hold on, sweetheart. I saw him.
Which the
trailer.
Penguin, like Colin Farrell being the Penguin, I think could work out very well, and I think that could make for an interesting series. I don't know so much about the GCPD one. Like they tried that already with Gotham.
All right, but yeah, that's our talk for that. We're finally caught up. This is our last episode to get caught up to the schedule we had. Like this movie we watched like 3 weeks ago, and then now we get to start new shit. So I guess next week we'll do Texas Chainsaw Massacre, right, Cody?
Yes, the original Texas Chainsaw Massacre.
And then I'm off the next week, so we can record that week too. Would be fucking sweet. When does the other thing come out? February what?
February 18th, I think.
Oh, never mind. Then.
So yeah, we would literally have to wait a 2-week period to do that.
Bullshit. So. But I guess I'll turn this over to Owen, since this is Owen's episode. He's hosting, and I'll look up on our exclusive source of information of this movie, Wikipedia. And yeah, so Owen, but let's talk about your movie, Small Soldiers.
So don't blink.
Just like that, you're 6 years old,
born,
and you take a nap.
and you wake up and you're 105.
There is a Spider-Man connection in this movie. Kristen Dunst is in this movie.
Yeah, she is.
Mary Jane.
And this is our third movie in a row with Tommy Lee Jones.
Mm-hmm.
Yep, that's partly why I chose this movie, because the last movie that we did, like half a year ago, had Tommy Lee Jones in it. So, without further ado, I guess I better reveal the movie that
We've been talking about this.
Yeah, the movie that we have all watched.
Doing?
We've watched 3 months ago, titled Small Soldiers. So,
oh, dude! Sorry, what? I got really excited. The guy who scored this movie, Jerry Goldsmith, also did First Blood, the first Rambo movie, and Psycho 2, and let's see if there's anything else. The Poltergeist, Star Trek, did. Rambo 3. Did he skip Rambo 2? What the hell? No, he did. So he did all the Rambo movies, which are awesome. Cool. So yeah, this dude's fucking awesome. I kind of, when I saw his name, I'm like, Psycho 2, dude! Which I love Psycho 2 so much.
Oh yeah, Psycho 2 has a really good soundtrack.
It's a very sad soundtrack.
Yeah, it sounds really nice.
So sad.
Anyways, this is Small Soldiers, a movie that came out in 1998. It's kind of like, I always see this movie as like DreamWorks' answer to like Pixar's Toy Story a little bit. They're like, DreamWorks is like, fuck you, we can do 3D toys also. We can make them cool and
I didn't think about that. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, well, they could be like, dude, we can make our toys kill each other. It's fucking cooler than yours, you lame ass fucking Buzz Lightyear bullshit. Space Rangers. But so the budget was $40 million, and it made a box office of $87.5 million. Which this movie isn't considered like a hit. I guess they were expecting a lot more. So yeah, I mean the commercial, like, the reviews for the time are pretty negative. Most people at the time hated this movie.
Really?
Yeah. The only reason I like it is because I watched it as a kid. And,
Alex did too. Shout out to Alex.
And so Cody, what's your experience with this movie?
So I too watched it as a child. I watched it quite a bit when I was a kid, and I loved it. I even liked my rewatch of it a few weeks ago, which was the first time I'd seen it in like probably 15, 16 years at least. The movie was so good that I even go to the video store and like rent the PS1 game a lot.
Hell yeah. I've never seen the PS1 game, but I saw like literally just today that there was one.
Yeah.
How was that?
At the time, I liked it. Now, I don't know if it holds up at all. Probably not. Like a large amount of PS1 games don't hold up these days. But at the time, anyway, it was really fun. So I think it was like you picked either the Gorgonites or one of the soldiers, and you kind of like ran around like a map, and you try to eliminate the other team, sort of like a deathmatch situation. And there may have been like a story mode, sort of, with like levels and stuff, but it's been so long that I can't remember for sure.
It's been a while.
It has been a while. I used to have some Gorgonite toys that I loved. I had Archer, and I was like, dude, he's so sick. I really wanted
I am Archer.
I wanted one of the Commando Elites. Like, I really wanted like Major Chip Hazard. I thought he looked badass.
Did you ever get him?
No, I never got
Have
him.
you looked up on Amazon?
No.
Well,
I mean, I don't care about it now.
No, I think you do now.
When I was like,
No, I think this is something you want.
when I was 5, before Amazon and eBay existed, I wanted one.
Chip what hazard?
Yeah, Major Chip Hazard.
Amazon existed when you were 5. Weren't you born in like 2000?
I was born in 2005.
What? No, you weren't. Yeah, Amazon existed. I think it just sold books though. I don't think it wasn't like now where you can just get whatever the hell you want off of there.
All right, I got one 1998 Major Hazard collectible good, $44.99, baby. Let's do it.
All right.
That's $4,499.
He'll be our podcast mascot. But yeah, I wanted him specifically because all the other Commando Elites scared me because they looked fucking disgusting with their weird heads. Like Nick Nitro's fucking like smile with his gums all hanging out and stuff.
Yeah.
But on the topic of, I guess, the designs, this game, or I almost said this game, this movie has like really good animatronics and some decentish CGI. Did you guys notice that or anything? Like the effects?
Oh yeah, I thought the effects held up pretty well for a movie made in the mid-90s.
Yeah, it definitely, for a 1998 movie.
Yeah.
I thought the effects were probably a little bit better than the Men in Black effects.
Yeah, like, and I think a big part of that, why the CGI holds up so much, is because they're toys, and you know, back in the '90s, like most CGI is like everything looks kind of plasticky and fake, and I think that it's part of the reason why Toy Story used toys also was because it looks good, or what the technology that they had at the time worked really well with, you know, recreating like plastic stuff. So I think that's why the CGI holds up. But even better, like I said, is the animatronics. Those are like amazing. They're like when they blink, it looks so good. So what else can I talk about here? This is the last film appearance of Phil Hartman, who was actually murdered a couple months before this movie came out.
What? Wait, what?
Yeah, he's the Spider-Man girl's dad. I don't remember any of the characters' names in this movie, but he's her dad in the movie, and he got murdered he got murdered by his wife like right before the movie came out. The movie's actually like
Wait, what?
Phil Hartman, who plays the love interest's dad.
He plays the neighbor in Jingle All the Way.
Yeah, I don't know what else he did. Let me take a look here.
I think that's the only thing I can think of off the top of my head is Jingle All the Way and Small
Holy
Soldiers.
he was murdered by his wife?
Yeah, he was shot by his wife, and his wife committed suicide.
Welcome to the True
she
Crime
kill him
Podcast.
Welcome to. We'll get all the women listeners.
Or did she kill him and then immediately regret it because the dick was too good, and then after having sex with him, rigor mortis, she killed herself?
Yeah, there was no. Cody's like, no, that's fucked up.
Cody's like, you've went a bridge too far. Let's just start quitting movies here, okay?
How about we walk back across that bridge and burn it
No,
down?
Cody, it's okay. I've blown that motherfucker up.
We can walk back across to repair the bridge.
Oh my god, okay. The women both. Well, there's women.
Yeah. So like,
I'm reading it right
his wife and his friend.
now. You can read it, man. Good.
Well, I mean, we should do it for the listeners. I
Oh,
guess.
fuck them. They can look it up.
It says he visited the Italian restaurant A Buca di Pepo.
Oh, Mama It's like
Okay, look, I'm sure people that are long-time listeners, if this is your first episode, Cody will take any chance he can to read anything in an Italian accent. Because it's the only other accent he can really do. But he's really good at it.
Oh, up at the beach. You know.
Alright, you go ahead and do it. I'll let you read it. I'll just read it by myself.
Okay, you
I
want
ain't
me to
listening
go ahead and
anymore.
read it?
Yeah, I'm going to stand across here. I'm across the room now.
No, I want to look at your phone. Let me look at your phone. Okay, so I think I could just recite it from memory. So his wife and one of her friends went to like an Italian restaurant, And after returning home, his wife had a heated argument with Phil Hartman, and then he went to bed. She entered his bedroom with a gun and shot him once between the eyes, once in the throat, and once in the upper chest with a .38 caliber handgun as he slept. She was taking Zoloft and had been drinking alcohol and had recently used cocaine. She drove to her friend's house, told her friend that she had killed her husband.
Her friend was a male too, so I wonder
Yeah.
what went on there.
Oh, I don't think everybody says they had like a happy marriage, but she was like prone to like fits of rage apparently. But
Kind of like Cody when he's playing video games.
yeah, kind of like Cody when he's on the podcast.
Can we talk about the Green Ranger candle again one day, Cody?
Oh god.
Anyway, go ahead. I'm very angry on watch sports, so I mean, everybody's getting something.
Yeah, so basically that's all that happened. Like, and then they like dedicated this movie to Phil Hartman.
Oh man, here's something that ties in the evidence. She'd been taking Zoloft, not evidence, but recent events. She'd been taking Zoloft and drinking alcohol and also cocaine that day. So not a good combination. But her brother filed a wrongful death lawsuit in 1999 against Pfizer, the same company that's made our booster shots and all that.
You heard it here first, folks. The vaccines will make you go into fits of rage and kill
Wait,
you.
why did he file a lawsuit against Pfizer? Because she shot her husband?
Well, yeah, and Cody, everybody's been doing this shit for years. They sue what's her name? The chick who was married to Chester Bennington. I think she tried to sue the company of the antidepressant he was taking, or that was, what's his name too? I can't remember. Soundgarden dude. What's his name? Fuck.
Oh, Chris Cornell.
Chris Cornell. Like, one of their wives was going to sue the company because he was taking this new antidepressant, and they think that's the reason why he shot himself, or hung himself, or whatever. I'm like, I'm not...
He was already taking an antidepressant, like...
Yeah, and the thing is like, hanging yourself is a very, 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 very long way of killing yourself. So, at some point, I think if I was to hang myself, I'm like, you know what? I don't want to do this. I would stop. Obviously they're going to pass out. I'm not sitting there like, obviously we've had a discussion about Kurt Cobain before, which will tie into Batman, I guess, in March. But it's one of those things, like, I can understand, like, if it was a split-second decision and they just shot themselves, like they grabbed the gun, like it was a moment of like that. But they kind of did the planning. You have to kind of plan to tie up a rope and then hang yourself.
Yeah, it's an involved process.
So, Cody's very silent. I think I hit a chord with Cody.
No, I was reading the rest of the stuff that happened with Phil Hartman.
Bitch fart man.
That is fart. I apologize. I still can't really smell, but I know it's bad. It's there.
Thanks for that.
I'm sorry.
Well, if only we had smell-o-vision for the podcast, so we could all fucking expose you to this. Anyway, the director of this movie is Joe Dante. I don't know if you guys recognize that name.
Joe Dante?
No.
He directed.
Yeah.
Fuck.
No. Because I hear Gorley and Russ talking about all the time. He did that fucking Critters movie. Gremlins, yeah.
He did Gremlins. And there's a couple Gremlins references in this movie.
He also did a rip-off of Jaws, and that's what got him noticed by Steven Spielberg, and that's when they had him do Gremlins. Because Steven Spielberg was the producer of Gremlins.
You know who
this
wrote?
movie killed. Sorry, Cody.
You know who wrote Gremlins?
Santa Claus.
Me.
I don't remember his name. It's the guy that did Home Alone.
Oh,
Chris Columbus.
I think that's really his name.
That's his name.
Yeah. He also founded America.
Isn't it that fucking... hold on a second.
So that's the guy that everybody on Twitter is trying to cancel. No, I'm just fucking... I was talking about Christopher Columbus. I was fucking... Joe, this is...
This was a really bad joke that you guys went into, and let's just let the record show that Lance did not do this. Like, I haven't eaten anything in almost... Well,
then why are you fucking...
My body's like, I need something to eat. Here's something to push out.
I'm so hungry. My fucking stomach just growls when I'm hungry. I don't shit my pants.
I didn't shit my pants. Okay? I didn't shit my pants, guys.
Just shit my pants. I had a really good segue too, and now I've already forgot it. I was going to segue into the plot somehow.
Wouldst
That's
thou
fucking
like
nuts
to
that this
live
dude got
deliciously?
killed.
Yeah. Would you like?
Like, what else did this guy do, though? His filmography.
I don't know. There's another.
Teaching Cheech and Chong's next movie. I didn't see that.
Oh yeah, I think this is the movie that killed Joe Dante's career,
Yeah, he only
It's
did
like-
3 after that. He did Looney Tunes Back in Action.
which is like a terrible movie.
Yeah.
Also,
6 years later, he did The Hole, which I've never heard of. And then 5 years after that, he did Burying the Ex, which I've also never heard of. And since then, he's produced 2 movies, which I've never heard of. You're probably right. I think this movie pretty much killed his directing career.
yeah. Well,
Between
he
this
wanted-
and Looney Tunes.
Yeah, and to be fair, it's not entirely his fault. There's some studio, what's the fucking word? There's some studio interference with this movie.
Oh, ain't that just
Um,
always the way?
Yeah, well, originally he wanted to direct this as kind of like a bit of an edgier kind of movie, and you can kind of see elements of it with like, the Barbie doll robot zombies and and shit like the Commando Elite there's like some kind of message there with them about like the military or something, but it's not really all that like fleshed out, and like kind of it doesn't really matter what the movie has to say when you see like a moped doing a fucking jump over a lake. It gets kind of stupid.
Well, evidently The Hole received positive reviews.
The what did?
The Hole with Joe Dante. I'm looking at Joe Dante right now.
My hole was in the butthole.
He did interactive. Oh God.
It received something positive, all right.
Yeah.
Positively
Corey
charged.
Okay. I guess I can go ahead and start with what I was saying about this movie. I think trying to make some kind of point about the military-industrial complex. I guess I can start transitioning into the plot. So the setup for this movie is that a military. What the fuck is the term? Every time I get on the podcast, I forget my vocabulary. It just completely flushes from my fucking brain. They're called a defense contractor. Jesus. This defense contractor named Globotech Industries buys a toy company, and it opens with a commercial that's like sort of RoboCop-esque that shows off like missiles and shit, and like we make battleships, but we also make like whole refrigerators. They're just supposed to be like sort of dystopian looking. And it opens with these 2 bozos who work for the toy company, and they have to report to their new CEO, who is this big wig defense contractor guy who doesn't really care about them at all.
Which one of the bozos is played by David Cross?
Yeah, which I don't know who plays the other guy.
I don't know.
Yeah, but David Cross is the standout. Remember, I know you won't get this, Cody, but Lance, do you remember when I said that the guy looked like Patrick?
Yes.
Yeah, that's David Cross. He looks exactly like Patrick from our work. Did you rewatch?
Right. Yeah, 15 minutes. Let's make sure we...
Did you like it?
I rewatched The Witch like a couple weeks ago.
Was it still good?
Oh yeah, it's great.
Yeah, I loved it too.
The what now?
The
Witch.
It's a Robert Eggers movie. It's like his first movie.
Mm-hmm.
I never watched it.
Yeah, it's like a horror movie. It's about like witches in like colonial America and stuff.
Yeah. That's kind of one that I kind of want to do eventually for this podcast, but
Yeah, I'd be down for it.
We're down with the sickness.
Yeah, it's a really atmospheric movie. Like the atmosphere is really cool in it.
and you may have to turn subtitles on though because the dad's
Yeah.
accent is so thick and he talks
They
so low
speak
that you
in-
can't understand half of what he says.
Yeah, they speak in like colonial America English, so like it's kind of hard to understand them. But anyways, we should get back to like what the episode's about. So yeah, it opens up. This defense contractor has bought this big toy company, and it opens up with this boardroom meeting where these 2 characters are trying to showcase their toys. And one of the toys is this Commando Elite line where they're like badass GI Joes who can walk and talk, or no, they can't walk and talk, but it does that commercial thing where it's like the toys talk, but like in the bottom it says in fine print, toys do not actually talk.
Yeah.
And like the defense contractor guy's like, wait a minute, we can make our toys talk.
And that guy, the defense director guy, the Diego, that's not Diego. That guy, the company CEO,
Yeah.
the guy's making out checks. That's Diego from Ice Age, the saber-tooth tiger.
Really?
Yes, and he's also Captain Stacy from the Amazing Spider-Man movies.
Oh.
Cody knows what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
Okay. I did pick up on that. And another toy line that was in it was the Gorgonites, who were supposed to be kind of like this, like, learning-based toy, where, like, a lot more imaginative.
I am Archer,
stupid.
emissary of the Gorgonites.
I'm Archer. What did we say last time? Emissary of the Argonauts?
Yeah, the Argonauts. This is Jason and the Argonauts.
Archer,
That was me.
Originally, they're not enemies. Like, they weren't designed to be... The Commando Elite and the Gorgonites weren't designed to be enemies with each other, but the suit pressures the two into making them, like, mortal enemies.
Yeah, he wants the command... What do they call it? Commando Elite?
Yeah.
He wants them to be the good guys and the Argonauts to be the bad guys because they look like monsters.
Yeah.
Even though looking at those Commando Elite, I would not trust them with anything.
Yeah. They're definitely, like, in any kid's toy, they're definitely designed to be, like, ugly and, like, fucking weird. Which is why, like, when I think about it, like, how they sold it for toys, I know most kids, like, probably wanted the Commando Elite, not the fucking Gorgonites. But, whatever. So, yeah, that ties into, like, kind of what I was saying, where it feels like this, like, movie's trying to make a point about something, where, like, the military guys are supposed to be, like, the bad guys in this one. Like, traditionally, action movies would have the military guys just, like, beating the shit out of the alien dudes, and there would be, like, no moral any hang-up about that. But, so after that, it cuts to a teenage kid who's working at this, like, little mom-and-pop toy store, which is funny because it's getting ran out of business by a big, like, conglomerate toy store. But what's funny about that is that, like, those don't exist either anymore. Like, neither of those things exist.
Yeah.
This Toys R Us got, like, its ass kicked by, like, Amazon and online.
Old Jeffrey got beat up pretty bad.
But,
hey there, Jeffrey. I heard you don't like the internet.
Lance, I think Lance is, like, completely clocked out of...
No, I'm not clocked out. I'm just waiting for you to keep talking. I don't want to interrupt you.
It's okay. I know it's not. I know it's been, like, legitimately forever since we've watched this.
Yeah, and I was going to rewatch this movie. I do remember, like, most of it.
Yeah.
But it wasn't something I was going to be like, okay, let me go back and rewatch again because
it's
it
kind of
felt like work. It's a good one-watch movie. Go ahead for my recommendations. I recommend anybody to watch it one time. But it wasn't a movie for me to want to go back and rewatch it like I would, like, I don't know, Charlie and the Chocolate Factory.
Yeah.
Or other hit classics like Apocalypse Now and the Justice League, Zack Snyder.
There's an Apocalypse Now reference in this movie. It's when, because I think it's an Apocalypse Now line where Chip Hazard says, like, you'd have to be crazy not to be scared. Or some shit like that.
Are you a soldier?
Are you a soldier or a toy?
You need to. You little bitch.
You're a slug on the floor. But, Tommy Lee Jones is great as Chip Hazard. He's, like, the head of the Commando Elite. Whoever voices the emissary of the fucking Gorgonzolas is good, too.
I feel very, very...
His name is Archer, emissary of the Gorgonites.
I feel very sad for the Gorgonites. They're very, like, peaceful and shit like that. But
we just want to eat plants and look at pretty flowers.
Fucking lame to me. They deserve it, really.
Well, I remember watching the, like, thinking when it got to the end, like, oh no, they got zapped too. I had no idea they've been, like, protected by the satellite dish. Which were fucking huge back then.
That's what happens when they're
Well-
smart and not just dumb peanut brains like the Commando Elite.
They have like a throwaway line like at the beginning of the movie that's like, "Why is this satellite? Hasn't he heard about the smaller satellite dishes?" I don't really know how satellite technology was in '98, but I just assumed like it was so big. You know,
A lot of shit was big.
I remember.
I think that was a
I remember
smaller
my
one.
grandparents had a satellite dish in their backyard in the '90s, and it was one of those like, because you think of satellite dishes and they like sit up on the roof and they're probably about the size of like an extra large pizza, maybe.
Yeah.
But back then, I mean, the satellite dish was huge. Like you could lay down in it and spread your arms and legs out as far as you could.
Cody, did you do this?
No,
do
no. But
Yeah, you did.
but
some astronauts like
Cody's like,
data.
Cody's like, you know what? I'm feeling pretty good. So he gets like butt ass naked and lays,
Yeah.
lays in the satellite.
Like the satellite transmits like the image of his ass and like back, naked back to like some
it's like the
astronaut's face.
photocopy machines.
Yeah,
It's like Bart Simpson, like
some guy on the ISS is like, "What the fuck?" I guess because this plot isn't really like, I think like part of the reason why people hated this movie was because of the plot. So I'll just try and like wrap it up.
No, I don't think anything. I didn't have a bad problem with the plot. Like when you say that, I mean it's got a 48 on Rotten Tomatoes, but what the fuck does a tomato know?
Well, the thing that I have the problem I have with this movie now that I didn't have as a kid is that when I was a kid I thought it was cool because like the toys are alive. Wow, and like I liked the action and stuff, but I didn't give a fuck about like Alan Abernathy and his like dumbass parents and shit, and I still don't as an adult.
Oh,
What
yeah.
about his girlfriend's dad though? He's great.
What about when his girlfriend's like, "I only date older guys, sorry."
And then
She's
she
talking about having
immediately
multiple boyfriends.
flips
I'm like,
on that and starts like flirting with him. Like,
Sorry, I only date people over 80.
and she's like 14 or something in this movie, and she's dating some dude who looks like he's 26. It's like something's not right here.
Well, he has like a motorcycle and shit.
Yeah.
Hey, we have a scrimmage. You want to come to my scrimmage?
Hey, babe, my college football team has a scrimmage today. You want to come over? Bring your middle
What the
school
fuck?
homework with you?
What's a scrimmage? I'm sorry that I'm ignorant.
A scrimmage is like, it's a game you play, like sports teams play that doesn't actually count toward their record.
It's my scrimmage, bro. Well, who the fuck wants to go to that shit? That's lame.
Yeah.
I hated going to like normal high school football.
Hey, babe.
Fucking sucked. Hey, babe, you want to see me go take a shit in the bathroom?
You wanna wear my jacket, babe, while I sit there and take a dump?
Okay, cool. See you later, Alan. Alan becomes a fucking incel. He's like, fucking women. He's like, I hate all fucking women. This is bullshit.
You almost sound like Cartman from South Park.
He just collects Commando Elite toys for the rest of his life.
He builds up an army just to go tear apart piece by piece.
But so yeah, Alan, he gets like these toys off the back of a truck before they're supposed to come out, which is part of the plot, and they activate.
Oh my!
Which that's not how this works, by the way. You can't just go up to the delivery guy and be like,
Yeah.
"Hey, like, can I have these toys? You know, I owe you, bro." Like, you don't pay. The delivery driver isn't the one that receives the money for the toys. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I don't understand. Because if he had a discrepancy in his like shipment, he wouldn't be able to just fucking like pay money.
You remember that character in The Simpsons?
Yeah, he was voiced by Phil Hartman.
Yes.
Yeah,
I didn't realize he got killed. Which makes it kind of like there's a bonus scene at the end where he's got the little microphone in his ear to listen to the toy voice.
Yeah,
and it was like the whole cast kind of like the crew kind of laughed at the thing. I'm like, that kind of makes sense, and I didn't realize that. That fucking blows.
So The Simpsons has like
No. There's a bonus scene at the end of this movie at the end of the credits.
Yeah,
and they just show him like doing something, and the crew laughs. It's like, he's just it was just kind of funny. Well, I didn't realize that they put that in there probably as a tribute to him.
Oh, you're
Because
saying
he died,
because it's like sort of out of context, and if you didn't know what,
Yeah,
what the
it just seemed like an outtake.
right.
It was just an outtake to it, and it's like, oh shit.
Mhm.
I mean, that fucking blows. I didn't realize that was him because he's fucking hilarious on The Simpsons.
Yeah, there's a lot of weird like cursed shit that happened before this movie came out. Like, so one of the characters for the The Commando Elite's name is Kip Killigan. And like a couple months before this movie came out, there was like a school shooting, and the kid who like shot up the school was named like Kip Keegan or some shit.
Oh gosh.
So yeah, like it was really unfortunate. Like, oh yeah, there's like all sorts of like really weird curse shit that
I
happened.
know. I'm looking up the part. The dude who played Kip Killigan is Ernest Borgnine.
Yeah.
He's played in a bunch of stuff. He played in like the original Poseidon movie and shit like that.
The other guy who this was his last film was Clint Walker. He was like an old 50s star.
He was also in Escape from New York.
Nice.
And in The Dirty Dozen. I forgot that. That's a fucking movie.
This movie takes influence from The Dirty Dozen. Like most of the Commando Elite are voiced by guys from The Dirty Dozen.
What the fuck?
And
are you kidding me?
Yeah, most of the Gorgonites are voiced by guys from Spinal Tap too.
Holy shit!
Yeah, like
man.
the Commando Elite, their designs inspired.
Oh my god!
It's like their designs inspired by the guys from Predator.
Hold on a second. Okay,
you're
he's right.
You're blowing his mind.
He is. Okay, Brick Bazooka was voiced by George Kennedy, who is also in The Dirty Dozen, but Owen and I, you never watched the movie. Cody will know as Frank's partner in The Naked Gun, the tall guy.
Yeah.
Remember him?
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's like, I didn't realize that was like, because I was thinking about that line today, because me and Cody talk about it all the time. It's like, all right, who else is sleeping with his wife? And Cody goes, oh, that's okay, Frank.
That's okay, Frank.
And that's him. I can't remember
That's
his.
okay.
But it's like, Ethel. But yeah, holy shit. Hold on a second. Nick Nitro. This is going to blow my fucking mind. Cheyenne.
Roxanne.
You don't have to put on the red.
Okay, excluding Jones and Dern, the Commando Elite are voiced by cast members from the 1967 film The Dirty Dozen. Holy fucking shit.
What's so dirty about them?
Well, they're all like...
Horny?
No, maybe. Well, kind of at the end.
They are soldiers.
No, they're all like... There's 6 soldiers, or 12 soldiers, obviously Dirty Dozen, I can't count. There are 12... soldiers who are on like death row military prison, and they're given the suicide mission.
Oh, so it's like proto-suicide. Weren't you talking about this like a while ago?
Yeah, me and you at work were talking about it.
Okay, yeah, that's really funny that...
It's a very, very good movie. I don't think Cody would like it, so I'm not going to suggest it to Cody, but it might be something we do when we kick Cody off the podcast.
Yeah.
I mean,
when we kill Cody. Sorry.
Well, it's hard when we kill Cody. So,
Yeah.
we want to make sure we had that correct.
Sorry.
But,
When we pull a Phil Hartman on him.
but I think that movie's going to be way too old for Cody to like, because it's a 1967 movie. But I had no idea that the Dirty Dozen people came into the voice. This is badass. I like this movie more. I should have rewatched it.
Yeah. Like I said...
80% on Rotten Tomatoes, so suck my dick.
Yeah, tomato. I like how you just said like a little while ago, you're like, fuck Rotten Tomatoes.
I know. Fuck them if they
didn't
don't
you also
agree
say,
with my
what does
opinion.
a tomato know anyway?
Yeah, I thought that was a very underrated line. You guys know.
You said that when you watched VeggieTales.
Hey, I wish that cucumber beat his ass, stupid ass tomato.
Yeah, Larry the cucumber just beats the fuck out of Bob. Gee, Bob, it sounds like you're a fucking idiot. Oh, don't kick my ass again, Larry.
Jesus wouldn't like that very much.
I don't give a damn, Bob.
I didn't realize
push you down the garbage disposal.
I didn't realize VeggieTales was like a purely like Christian thing. I just thought that they had like some versions of it that like dealt with like Bible stories, but I didn't realize as a kid that's all it was.
There's some episodes that don't really have much to do with like biblical stories and stuff, but they usually do have like at the end Bob's like, and God wants us all to, I don't know, love each other or something and hug. Anyways, let's get this. But
it's getting hot in here. Sorry.
Let me wrap up this plot. Shit. I forgot to mention that they put this doesn't make any fucking sense because they put a computer chip for a missile into like the fucking toys' heads. But that's not how computer chips work. Like it's the program you write.
Yeah,
I think they mentioned that.
It's also like later on in the movie when they're like putting stuff inside of the Barbie dolls to make them
Yeah.
come alive.
What were they putting in the Barbie dolls, Cody?
I don't remember. It again. It's been a few weeks. Aren't they also putting like computer parts or something in the Barbie dolls?
Yeah, it doesn't make any sense either because they take out Nick Nitro's like chip out of his head and then they put it through like a fucking radio or something and then zap the heads of the fucking little Barbie dolls.
Yeah, it's like basically the dolls are all possessed. I mean, that's really what it boils down to because that putting like a computer chip or a piece of metal in something and then
does it like fill it with like programs that like save.
It also doesn't add the necessary parts to their bodies to like make them
like they
move.
don't have batteries, you know? Like
yeah.
they get away with it by being like they have lithium ion cell batteries in them, so you don't have to change the battery, even though like fucking iPhones have lithium ion batteries and they like run out in like 3 seconds.
The charger's in their butthole.
Yeah, it charges while they walk and shove things up their ass, which they do constantly. But yes, if you're an IT major, this fucking movie will drive you nuts. Yeah, somehow putting like advanced computer chips into like a toy's head just makes it like want to kill people, I guess.
Oh yeah.
But so yeah, the toys run amok in Alan's Toy Story. He has like a little fallout with his parents because they don't believe him, and he's also trying to bang this broad. But she likes guys that ride on motorcycles.
Isn't he 14?
The kid?
Yeah.
He looks like he's like 10.
Yeah.
I think they're 14. Yeah.
Yeah, they're supposed to be 14.
Why does like every time they do this, like every dude actor looks younger than the woman actor?
Because I mean, it's less weird that way.
No, I don't think it's less weird. Because you look at like,
well, what if like
Star Wars Episode 1, Padme's supposed to be like fucking 13, he's supposed to be 9. She looks fucking 17, he looks like he's 9. It's like,
no, that one was also
well.
really
They're gonna bang.
That also in Star Wars, that is they're supposed to be the character's age, which makes it even weirder. Whereas here, it's like okay, they're both supposed to be 14, but you know, they don't look like they are.
It's just a little strange, guys. Just a little bit.
So, they find out that they could set off an EMP to kill the Commando Elite.
Okay, can we talk about the army of the Tommy Lee Jones?
They unlock.
He says something that what doesn't kill you makes you stronger. And he hijacks like an 18-wheeler to go to the toy factory. And he gets like a whole army of himself to show up.
It's really fun.
That shit was fucking great. Oh god, it's like Cody will understand the reference. It's like the Meta Cooler Dragon Ball Z movie where he comes back, he has all the Meta Coolers, but it's like one fucked up version of him controlling it all.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think that's something that happens in a lot of movies and stuff, but they have like a bunch
of the same.
But like one of them,
you had trouble defeating one of me. How about 1,000?
Like the main one's a little fucked up. Like he has like some scars or something, so you can tell it's him. But
kind of like the scars we all have on the inside.
Yeah.
I tear my heart open.
Just to be.
I didn't know if Owen was going into a different song or what.
Shit. I don't remember what happens.
So basically, damn, what does happen? He brings Archer home. He ends up.
They decide to fight back though. That's the thing. Yeah. They're not afraid to fight back.
Yeah, at first, at the end they decide to fight back. I don't know where you guys want to start.
But they go up to that telephone pole and then they set off the thing that
we can just jump to the end.
Yeah. Well, that's where we're at, weren't we?
Yeah. Well, I did kind of jump ahead. I was trying to give like a brief thing.
So you want to start off with a fast forward and then flashback. And
there are
a little bit of side views.
There are some points I did forget to bring. So the Gorgonites. Archer sees a picture of like Yosemite National Park and he thinks that that's a Gorgon and he wants Alan to send him there. And
what if he thought it was Yosemite Sam? He goes, "That's my papa."
He goes, Gorgon.
Gorgon.
What if he went on Alan's computer and just like typed in porno and just started jacking?
Then you hear him.
Then Alan wakes up. He's like, "What is all this? You put viruses on my computer and come on my keyboard." He's like, I have to go home, Alan. I'm so depressed. I had to jack off all day. So all this time, the commando are trying to track down all the Gorgonites, and they're hiding. And then Alan gets pissed off, and he tells Archer, "Hey, stop fucking being pussies. You guys have to fight." He finds them in a trash can. And so all of them are like, "No."
Only one of them was ripped apart too.
Yeah,
because he thought he saw pieces that were like, oh no, they got ripped apart, and the other ones were hiding. They fixed the one that was ripped apart.
Yeah, it was Kula Khan. I don't remember what the fuck his name is. So yeah, they don't want to fight, and then a bunch of like commando elites show up, and try to like lay siege to like their houses, and then the Gorgonites realize that like the moral of if we fight them, we're just as bad as them is like stupid. So then they start fighting, but they get their asses kicked, and they have to have an EMP save them. And the movie fakes you out and makes you think that the EMP killed all the toys, but they were hiding under a dish.
Satellite dish from DirecTV. And
then the guys from the military industrial company come in like a helicopter, and they're like, "Shit, we're sorry about all this. Everybody gets a fucking $1 trillion."
No, he didn't say sorry. He just goes around and checks everybody.
Okay, yo. And then
you don't get to be a man in that position by saying sorry.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, I'm bad. I'm sorry, I'm bad.
So then Alan puts all the Gorgonites in a shitty little boat and sends them literally down the river
to die.
Yeah,
and then a hawk swoops down and grabs them all and carries them off to its nest.
They fall into the water by accident. They all short circuit at the end.
Well, the thing is, the hawk flies off, but then they play the Jurassic Park music. They like the pterodactyl flying.
It is a DreamWorks movie, so.
Is that what it is? Yeah, it is. Of course, it's Steven Spielberg.
Yeah.
Spielberg produced this, I think.
Maybe, I don't know.
If he produced it, it's probably executive produced. It's like,
nah, yeah, I don't.
Yeah, okay, we'll make it.
Well, he's part of Dream. How about this? Hold on.
He's like, leave me alone. Leave me alone.
Like,
I'm working on Jurassic Park 3, the best Jurassic Park movie ever made.
I love it when the cell phone goes off. My favorite part.
Oh, see, DreamWorks Pictures which is one of the production companies, was founded by Steven Spielberg, and he was sued. There's a lawsuit here. Filmmaker Gregory P. Grant filed a lawsuit against Steven Spielberg, DreamWorks, and Universal Pictures for copying his film Ode to G.I. Joe, which played at film festivals and earned him a Student Academy Award.
Sexy.
So, yeah. So, Steven Spielberg has his fingerprints all over it.
So, if you want to sue Steven Spielberg, go ahead.
I mean, actually, have you guys seen Gremlins?
Yeah.
Yeah, I actually watched it about a month ago.
Okay, yeah. I've never watched it. Somebody did a review as this popped up, and it says, it's Gremlins with the toy soldiers, except not quite as dark or funny. Is that a good review of that?
That's pretty much hits the nail on the head, yeah, exactly. This is just like a kind of shittier version of Gremlins with some, like, Indian in the cupboard thrown in.
Yeah.
There was supposed to be a remake, and when Disney acquired Fox in 2019, over 200 projects, along with the remake that was planned, were all canceled.
It's probably for the best.
Yeah, it probably wouldn't have been good. I don't know what... Like, that was back when making remakes of literally every, like...
It was called Toymageddon. I'm not making this up. Somewhere here on Wikipedia. The script was purchased in 2014. Director Justin Lin was set to produce the film. Who's Justin Lin?
I think, didn't he?
Fast and Furious.
Yeah, I was going to say Fast and Furious.
Oh my god, yeah, it would have been terrible. Holy shit.
Alright, Gorgonites, get in your car. It's time to drift.
This is about family, Gorgonites.
It's not about cars. It's about family.
It's about family.
It's about family.
You want to take away your family. Family.
I don't know, Dwayne. I think Paul would have liked it if you came back for the 10th movie. Did y'all hear about that?
Say it again. No.
No.
So behind the scenes, apparently, like The Rock has said that he's done with the Fast and Furious franchise. He doesn't want anything else to do with it. And behind the scenes, Vin Diesel asked him to come back because the next movie, Fast and Furious, I almost said Final Fantasy X, Fast and Furious 10 is going to be the last movie, supposedly. And he wanted The Rock to come back. And he said no. He said, good luck to you all, but I don't want to do it. And then Vin Diesel made a public post basically saying that The Rock is well liked in his house, and Paul Walker would have really wanted them all back together and all this other stuff. and like, just a real shitty way to go about it. And The Rock is just like, you know what? The answer is still no, but I respect you a lot less because you went about it this way. Like,
that's kind of fucked up.
And the reason The Rock left the franchise is because, like, Vin Diesel and him apparently butted heads a lot, because Vin Diesel wants to act like the alpha dog for that franchise.
Okay, what's fucked up? Okay, I kind of zoned out because I was reading something else on Twitter. I apologize.
Vin Diesel said something like,
okay, which one do you think is petty, Vin Diesel or The Rock?
Vin Diesel.
Okay. Oh yeah, he was trying to like, come on, big baby brother, come back to the show or whatever.
Yeah, because he was saying like Paul Walker would have wanted it, and Vin Diesel's kids know The Rock by his name and all this other stupid shit.
He says, I think most people call him Dwayne Johnson now. Okay?
Well, no, I mean because he's like Uncle Dwayne or something in their house. It's just like, and The Rock still said no, but it's like basically in a nicer way of saying it, basically said no, and you're a dickhead for trying to do it this way.
Yeah, like what the fuck was like? Why does he want him in Fast and Furious?
Well, because The Rock is still one of
he saved that franchise.
Yeah, and he's still like the biggest draw for Hollywood right now.
Went from wrestling in front of 200 people at the Nashville Fairgrounds to drawing the biggest gate in Hollywood history, baby.
I don't know about you guys, but I'm looking forward to watch the next Rock movie. I don't even know what it is.
It's called Black Adam.
Buy tickets to any movie that has The Rock on it.
I mean, I kind of did.
Black Adam sounds like it's going to be awesome. And plus, he said he announced a day or two ago that he's working on a video game movie. And a lot of people are suspecting that it's the next Mortal Kombat.
No.
It's not.
It's Mario.
You don't think it is?
This Mortal Kombat movie, I mean, unless they sit there and he's cutting a deal and becoming a producer so he can have some kind of control over it, he's not doing that because they can't afford that. It's going to be a fucking small production again.
It's going to be Mario.
They hired some,
I wonder what it would be then, because he's already done Doom.
Street Fighter, motherfucker.
Oh, it ain't going to be Street Fighter.
He could be. He could be Guile. He could be Sagat.
He's already done Doom, which was terrible.
He's gonna be. Oh god, that sucks. He's gonna be in the Minecraft movie.
What?
He made that up, Cody.
Yeah.
I thought you said it Cody, like it was a fact.
Hey, Cody, I got some beachfront property in Arizona I'd like to sell you too, buddy.
Oh, really?
What? I just want to start doing it like Cody. What?
Color me intrigued.
Cody, would you watch the Minecraft movie with The Rock in it?
No. Well, I say that, but I'm going to end up watching the Super Mario Brothers movie with Chris Pratt in it. So
I kind of just want to see the train wreck, I guess. With that, that's why I want to watch the.
I don't think The Rock is going to be part of that. But Mortal Kombat, I don't want him being Shao Kahn because The Rock wouldn't die.
But it'd be cool if you did.
I mean, yeah, but he would survive. It would be one of those things you're not. The Rock has never died in any of his movies. It's the whole thing. Like when they made the first Rambo movie, First Blood.
Let's just say if he did Mortal Kombat, I think the theory would be that he'd be Shao Kahn. But
why couldn't he be Kintaro? Kintaro's bald.
I don't think that. I think you're right. I don't think he will be in Mortal Kombat. I think it's going to be something completely out of left field, sort of like the Rampage movie a few years ago. It's okay, they're going to make a Rampage movie.
Put it to you like this. The first Mortal Kombat movie, and I'm a fan of it. I haven't went back to watch it a lot because it's just haven't been in the mood. I do like the movie a lot. It only had a $50 million budget, only brought in $87 million worldwide, and obviously it was the number one streaming thing on HBO Max first weekend overall. I mean, it outdid Justice League and it outdid Godzilla vs. Kong, but it wasn't like they made a bunch of movies because I don't think they gained a bunch of subscribers. That'd just be, HBO Max is so desperate for people to buy their subscription service. I mean, they're third right now behind Netflix and Disney, but
I think that HBO Max is the better package than Disney Plus. In all honesty,
what kind of package are we talking about?
I'm talking a nice uncut,
a nice juicy,
big balls,
Capicola.
I was actually trying to keep it very subdued, and you just went straight up balls.
The gabagool, the fucking
Gabagucci, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, got that gabagool in a cannoli, eh?
Let's go ahead and let's do our recommendations for this movie real quick, and then we'll go into Cody's bullshit. So,
can there be meh recommendations? Like, I recommend this movie if you've watched it as a kid. You'll probably enjoy it.
Okay, Cody.
I like it, but again, nostalgia does carry a lot of that for me. So I think if you weren't, just like Owen said, if you weren't a fan of this movie around the time it was released, you probably won't like it now.
Well, like I recommend it as a one watch. I could see my girlfriend not enjoying this because women don't like movies with toys in them. Yeah. Unless they have certain kind of toys, i.e., 50 Shades
Toy Story.
Gray, that's a great idea for like a sequel. They put like computer chips into sex toys. Yeah, Tommy Lee Jones be like vibrators.
Mount up. I would suggest it as a one watch. I, in my weird connective way, want to rewatch this movie, knowing that all of the Dirty Dozen cast is the Toy Soldiers, which I really, really enjoy. Which is a very deep cut, like only Joe Dante would probably do. Because I don't think it's like, how about we do that? I mean, that wasn't something like, well, these guys aren't working. No, this was a planned thing for the Dirty Dozen guys to do the Toy Soldiers. I thought that was pretty badass, especially since the movie didn't come out. That movie came out
originally. To be fair, originally he did want the Predators guys to voice the characters.
I don't think so. I didn't read that. He's like, I don't know what to tell you.
Well, I don't know what to tell you. You don't believe.
Like, you think Arnold would have been a part of it?
What? No, I think that's like, I think it got stomped out.
Well, the Predators guys got killed though.
Like, yeah, in the movie.
Oh, yeah, maybe. Let's see. I
don't know. I just read it on like IMDb. So.
Well, the fact is, like, okay, Predator came out in '87.
Yeah.
The Dirty Dozen came out in '68. So this is like a 30-year deep cut. It's pretty impressive.
I mean, I think he like originally wanted them, but like it got quickly like no, you can't afford that. Like,
well, I mean, I don't think anybody was really doing. In 1998, you had Arnold, who was probably the most popular Hollywood star at that point. Jesse Ventura was governor of Minnesota, but literally everybody else wasn't doing shit. So I don't think it was that. Who knows? I think the dude. Okay, Billy. Yeah. The dude who cuts his chest in the first Predator. I think he got in trouble because he made a sex tape at some point. Cool. So whatever. But he was also the governor of Kentucky. Go figure. Big Blue. Yeah, this podcast has gone off the rails. I do recommend this movie at least for one time, and I like the really 30-year deep cut with the Dirty Dozen people. So, Cody, go ahead, tell everybody your fucking plan for the next 2 fucking movies.
Fucking.
Oh, well,
fucking
you're gonna be like that. I will.
If I'm gonna be like that, I'm gonna change my selections. Please do.
Our next two movies are going to be the Texas Chainsaw Massacre, with a space in between the chain and the saw. That'll be the next one. The original Texas Chainsaw Massacre,
1973.
Yes, the actual godfather of slasher films.
I think that's more of a grindhouse movie. They took elements. I don't think it's as subtle as like the Halloween movies. And like I said, Halloween wasn't even a slasher movie. That was a suspenseful horror movie.
No, I mean, but like people took those ideas and I
know what you mean, but I mean, Halloween took more inspiration from like Psycho and shit like that. Friday the 13th, I don't think was. It's just the grainier footage of it. Like I said, I haven't watched it. I've seen scenes of Texas Chainsaw Massacre. I haven't been super interested. I know it's loosely based off Ed Gein and I think a fucked up family that actually lived in Texas.
Yeah, my family.
Owen's family in Texas. But Owen's family. It's a little known fact that Owen's family are millionaires based off of barbecue that they made from dead people's flesh.
Yeah.
Sawyer's isn't that the original premise though? Like his family, they sell barbecue that's actually human flesh.
It's been a long time since I've seen it, so I cannot.
You cannot tell a lie?
I cannot tell a lie. I can't remember for sure, but regardless, that's going to be our next one because I wanted to do. I want to do the new Texas Chainsaw Massacre movie, which is releasing on February 18th. And
to mild applause. Sorry.
And
I'm not a huge fan of this franchise. I'm sorry. I'm not trying to be mean. But.
Well, regardless, those are the next two movies we're doing. I have high hopes for the new one. We'll see if it actually pans out. And the new one is
Owen will have a movie.
Yeah, then Owen will have a movie, and then Lance will
have two.
Yeah,
let me tell you what my fucking two movies are because I already planned this out.
Which Owen,
Rise of Skywalker. Owen will never know.
Yeah, why don't I get two movies?
We won't find out until we start recording the episode. What movie we're supposed to watch? He goes, wild card, bitches!
I want two movies.
The reason we're doing two is because we swapped our spots for that cycle.
I wanted my two movies to be the Matrix 1 and then the Matrix 1 again.
the Matrix 1 and the Matrix 3.
But yeah, I've got the Rise of Skywalker, and then the movie that I'm least excited for, The Batman. So yeah, I want to buy Owen's movie ticket for that and sneak him in.
Who are you? What are you?
What are you doing? Who are you? Okay, going back to that real quick.
Hey, Spider-Man,
I think it's going to be quite funny if this movie is like just Batman Begins, but with a slightly darker film. Like slightly darker, not like the movie slightly darker, but I mean like they took the shade down on the filming, the camera film.
The lighting is just darker.
Yeah, the lighting is just darker. I'm like, is this what this is going to be?
I don't think it's going to be. I don't feel like we're going to get the Batman origin story with this. I feel like it's going to be like Batman during his first year, but you're not going to get the whole like parents shot in the alley and Batman going to train and all that sort of stuff. I think it's just going to be 6 months into Batman being Batman, you know.
Okay, well, how about we put a friendly wager down, Cody? If they actually reference that at any point in the fucking movie about his parents dying, you owe me a Coke.
No,
references to.
No, I'm talking about reference like they show a flashback.
Okay, yeah. Okay, so if they show a flashback.
But they probably will do that, though. Like
I know, it's a safe bet. It's easy money.
I think
Shut
that's
the fuck
bare
up,
minimum that they will probably do. I mean, I think that...
I really want this soda.
I think it'll be more like, Master Wayne, your parents loved you before they were gunned down by that bloke in that alley.
And he goes, Master Wayne, I gotta go finish filming Venom, Let There Be Carnage. I'm the director. Hold on.
I keep forgetting Andy Serkis is going to be Alfred in this movie.
He doesn't seem like he's old enough.
No.
You know, he's probably the same age as like Jeffrey Irons.
He doesn't seem like someone who would be a good Alfred. I mean, Andy Serkis is a great actor, performer, but...
What if he came in grunting like the Caesar ape he played in... So, here's your tea. He's gonna have more of a Batman voice than Robert Pattinson.
Which Robert Pattinson's voice sounds pretty much just like Christian Bale's voice.
Which is what you love the most.
Oh yeah, you know it.
It's gonna be really funny because they have that really cinematic Charlie Sheen. They have that very cinematic Charlie Sheen moment where they show Batman where it looks like he has a tear in his eye.
Yeah.
And I just want to fucking throw up. I'm like, fucking, make him fucking cry and sparkle for fuck's sakes if we're going to go all out for this. And the best part is they're like, I made this joke, and it's probably not a good joke. But he's like, well, I based Bruce Wayne on Kurt Cobain. I'm like, fucking hell, man, I can't wait to see a Bruce Wayne character crack down on heroin. It's going to be like fucking awesome. And they're like, we wanted like his rock star status. I'm like, he looks emo.
He does. That's when they first showed like the first teaser or whatever, where they actually showed Robert Pattinson. That's the thing I thought. I was like, oh, it's like emo Bruce Wayne. But
he's going to be emo Bruce Wayne. It's like I don't know. We'll see.
There.
I don't know what kind of new territory they're going to actually like. I don't think it's going to be new territory. I just think it's going to be a bunch of fanboys that suck this movie off and be like, this movie's going to be fucking great, and it is great. You guys just don't know, and fuck the Snyderverse, and all that, and I'm like, I kind of would like to see Ben Affleck's the Batman himself.
I want to fuck Zack.
I mean, I would have
was
too,
originally his movie.
but the fact of the matter is, it's not going to happen.
Oh, I
so,
know, but it's not going to happen. But I'm just like, if this is the same shit, like we're retreading this Batman shit, like we just did this 10 years ago or almost 20 years ago.
I don't think this is going to be a retread. I don't think this is going to be a retread because, especially with the way that they're portraying the Riddler, like the Riddler is like so different than I've ever seen him portrayed in any Batman thing. Like he's still, of course.
Well, there's only like one thing you can think of as Jim Carrey. Come on, dude.
No, I'm talking about like anything Batman, whether it's the Arkham games, it's the comics, it's the animated series, like anything. Like the Riddler has almost been like a jestful type of character, and
he's never been like a real threat.
He's very cocky, but this seems like they're putting like this serial killer spin on him. So it's like, it's almost like the Zodiac killer. That's kind of the thing that they seem like they're pulling from here.
Well, they actually based that off of like the Zodiac killer. You must have been reading Wikipedia.
What's the deal with Zodiac killer? Why don't people shut up about the shit I did like 50 years ago?
Well, it's because they never found out who it was. They want to romanticize.
Didn't they think that they found out a few months ago?
What the fuck are you talking about, bro?
Oh, yeah, a few months ago, there was like this big thing about they thought they finally figured out who the Zodiac killer was.
Well, did they?
That's reading the articles. It seems to suggest that yes, they did. But the problem is the guy that they think it was had like died like 5 years before. So there's always going to be that little bit. It's like it's never going to be 100% sure, you know.
It's kind of like our Alcatraz episode. Where it's like, did they escape? I think they did, but they're all dead, so we'll never know.
You know how? You know the Golden State Killer, right? They found him.
He was a basketball player, right?
No, he was like this guy who like
he was murdering people with a basketball.
That's horrible.
But he was also playing in the Golden State Warriors.
Yes.
They didn't know.
Episode of Law and Order starts out dung dung. The perp came in and dribbled the basketball on his head 35 times before escaping out of the window. He did a slam dunk into that trash can down there in the alley.
Scar on my dick.
Damn, okay. You're looking up the article right now.
Yeah, it was supposed to be Gary Francis' post, but there's some contrary evidence to it where people are like, it's circumstantial, and then some guy who like writes about the Zodiac Killer calls it bullshit because he says that nobody has ever said that the Zodiac Killer has had scars on his forehead, and apparently that guy has scars on his forehead or some shit.
But that's the thing. That's one of the things that like apparently they took an old sketch from the Tom. And the sketch had scars on the sketch. I think the guy who writes...
It's more like wrinkles, though.
The guy who writes about the Zodiac Killer probably doesn't want to... He'll never admit that the Zodiac Killer's been found out for sure, because then why the fuck would anyone read what he writes? You know what I mean? Well, we know we don't have to read that 17th book you put out about the Zodiac Killer.
Well, here's the thing, though. What if he... I mean, here's the thing. I understand, like, we can sit there and think, like, oh, he's just doing it for the money and shit like that. But what if he actually is, like, really obsessed with that? I understand there's always an undercurrent of, like, when someone comes out with something, it's like, okay, they're just doing it for the fucking book and publicity. Which I think is a lot really true for the most part. But it could be. Like I said, I don't know, man. They weren't able to figure it out. What makes them think that after 50 years they're going to figure it out? Like, for real. There's no way they can, like, nail it down.
No, yeah. I mean,
they kept that case open for 50 years for a fucking reason, you know?
Yeah.
So, I don't know. I would like to think... I don't know. I remember Cody and I watching some YouTube video at like fucking 9 o'clock in the fucking morning because we weren't ready to play
Oh, you're talking about the that hotel out in L.A. where the girl was like in the elevator and stuff.
Yeah, but remember we were watching a succession of videos and we both got like fucking creeped. I was like, hey, let's go get breakfast real quick because your house is creepy. So,
all right, yeah, I don't want to think about those videos because they're creeping me out just thinking about them.
That chick, it's a little Asian chick was found in
Oh, you mean Lisa Lamb? Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a big thing, yeah.
It's fucking crazy, dude. It's like, the fact that they found her in that, and people have been drinking the water. It's like, this water kind of funky.
Yeah.
It's like, Jesus Christ. I don't know if there was some redneck going, hey guys, I ain't gonna lie to you, this sounds like when my donkey got drowned in the water well and we were drinking it and it tastes really nasty. This tastes like shit.
This tastes like a dead girl, I can tell.
I can tell. I ain't gonna tell you why I can tell, but me and my cousin may have went to a cemetery one time, yeehaw. And
yeah, we went down that cemetery. You hear me, yeehaw?
Well, some people talk like that.
I know.
Like people in your county that you live in.
You literally live in the next county. Like
I know, but look, I took Owen, who's from like bumfucked Egypt, and he even thought Springfield was pretty fucked up. So,
aren't you from Jacksonville?
Yeah.
but Jacksonville has Limp Bizkit though. What does Springfield have?
Limp Trisket.
All right, I guess this is a good time to quit the episode. Everybody, we're quitting the episode. Please don't quit us. And we appreciate you listening. If you made it this far, I don't know how much this is going to make air.
Please don't hit it and quit it.
Don't hit it. And
if you're gonna hit it, please also hit that subscribe button.
Everybody, thank you for listening to this episode of Filmoscopy. I'll say goodbye. Owen, do you want to say goodbye?
Yeah.
It's okay. No, don't worry about Owen. Anyway, go ahead, Owen.
Thanks for watching Filmoscopy, and remember, anything else is just a toy.
Gorgon.